So hello everyone, my name is Rebecca Caffiero. I'm super excited to be hosting this call tonight and just want to thank everyone that took the time to come out, or maybe you're watching the recording later. And let me just mute everyone. There we go, perfect. But tonight's call, we're gonna hopefully go about 30-ish minutes, and we're gonna talk a little bit about health and happiness, and of course how those are just totally linked together. And then also how we have found an incredibly simple system that has led us all on this call, or all of us that have tried it, experience better health, and with that, significantly more happiness in our life too. So I am going to start by sharing my screen and sharing my story. Let's see here. You do not have to be phenomenal at, at computers to do this. Okay, here, let's see, here we go. All right. Here we are, and just let me know if you can see that. Everyone, yes? Perfect. There we go. So like I said, my name is Rebecca Caffiero, and I have been kind of a health junkie and nutrition nerd for a long time, long before it was cool. Back in my 20s, I was that weirdo doing things like infrared saunas and trying the cabbage soup cleanse because I heard it would get rid of sugar cravings, which I have always, well, I used to always have, and just was really looking for ways to improve my health. I'd lost some dear people to cancer and was really obsessed with like alkalinity and reducing toxicity. But despite all of the different things I was doing, like cutting out dairy and cutting out gluten and all of these different things I was trying, I was really struggling just to feel good. One is I was really suffering from low energy, and the second is I just felt puffy. And I was, you know, eating clean and counting calories and working out, but I didn't feel like I should feel based upon how clean my lifestyle was. And these photos on the left here, in me in the black shirt, and then the one that says 32, that is during that time that I was doing all the right things. I even, right before that green picture, I did a 4-week raw food cleanse, which was like, let me just put it this way. It took me about 4 years to eat kale again. I was so burnt out on kale. So I was really open to trying new things, especially things that didn't compromise what I believed in about health, but I wasn't getting the results. And I'm so glad a good friend of mine, well, actually, we weren't good friends at the time. She was an acquaintance of mine, was posting on Facebook, and she posted that she had had a transformation. And I, first of all, saw the photos and I went, oh my gosh, how did she do this? Because I had seen her about 30, 40 days earlier, and she looked like her before. And her after pictures, she just really looked like the Twilight vampire version of herself. And I reached out and I said, what are you doing? And is there a dairy-free, gluten-free option? Because if there is, I want to try this. I was unsuccessfully trying to trim up a little bit for my wedding and was just really frustrated because nothing seemed to be working. So she told me a little bit about it. I looked into the ingredients and was like, okay, plant-based, without soy, gluten-free, like, yeah, this is worth trying. And considering I was doing Vega1 protein shakes, plant-based protein shakes, and I was eating salads with protein and doing all these things, I'm like, this isn't gonna be that hard. And it was actually easier than I even expected. But between these two photos in the black is about 60 days. So this was, I started mid-December, and then this photo on the right was actually taken at my bachelorette/birthday party the second week of February, like February 8th-ish. So not even, let me mute everyone, not even 60 days later. And I was just overwhelmed physically by how incredibly my body responded, but more importantly is how good I felt. You know, goodbye waking up after hitting snooze 10 times, goodbye sugar cravings, my mental clarity was off the charts, I wasn't tired. I mean, I was going through the day with this incredible energy, but not in like a weird caffeinated way, just a really vital, like feeling vibrant way. And so, of course, the first thing I did is I said, how in the heck is this system that I was introduced to, that I was trying, how did it work so much better than all the things I was already doing, or the things we were told to do, like Whole30, you know? And this is what I found, is there's really 3 major factors or major indicators that are responsible for good health. And if you don't address the 3, even if you're amazing in 2 categories, you kind of fail. So the 3 are, number 1, toxicity. You know, toxicity is all around us. It's in the water that we drink. If you're drinking tap water and it's not filtered, it is in the foods that we eat. I mean, even for us clean eaters, even if you're eating organic foods still have pesticides and herbicides, just less than conventional. You know, it's in Our clothes. I mean, I bought this today actually at Target, and I realized it's probably off-gassing all kinds of things to me. You know, what we breathe in the air, in our skin products. There's just so many different areas. And even if, like, I feel like I'm very conscientious about what I expose myself to, but even with that, when a baby is born, it typically, the blood of the baby's umbilical cord has over 50 known toxins. And that's a baby that has just been born. So we are inundated with toxins. And what happens if we don't address that is toxins actually come into our body, and our body says, I can't handle you. And it creates a fat cell. Our liver creates fat cells called obesogens. Now, some fat is absolutely good. You need some fat on your body for a healthy body. But the fat that is toxic fat, which is called visceral fat, it's usually around the waist area, it is not good. It creates stress on your body. It creates all kinds of horrible side effects. In fact, visceral fat and toxicity and inflammation are pretty much linked to like every disease out there you do not want. So toxicity, addressing that, getting it out of our body, the toxicity that we already have in, and then reducing the toxicity that comes in, not just one time, but continually. Think about it like showering, right? You shower hopefully about every day, every other day, because you don't just shower once and get clean, or you would stink in like 3 days. We are constantly inundated. Number 2 is stress. It's something we all deal with, even if you live in a bubble, which you probably don't. We all deal with stress. And actually, the more toxic our bodies are, the more stress or cortisol, which is the stress hormone, that our bodies create. So stress is really important. And we're getting stressed out, physically from the toxins or from carrying extra weight. We're getting stressed mentally from work and family and friends and the holidays and traffic and jobs and all of those things. And what happens with stress is, as your cortisol or your stress hormone rises, it suppresses human growth hormone. And human growth hormone is not the thing that, bodybuilders inject into themselves. Well, that is too. But human growth hormone is what regulates our metabolism. And it's very important that we have, good levels of human growth hormone. So if we're not dealing with the toxicity, if we're not dealing with the stress, there's 2 of the areas. And then the third is dense nutrition. What does that mean? It means a lot of nutrients without a crazy amount of calories. So when you're eating a Big Mac that's like 700 calories, but very little nutrition, that is the opposite of nutrient dense. That is nutrient deficient or nutritionally bankrupt. And especially as Americans in an American diet, we tend to be the most overfed but undernourished population out there, which is why something like over 30% of Americans are obese. It's actually, I think, even a higher number. And over 20% of children are obese, which is terrifying because obesity is not a cosmetic issue. It's not about having 6-pack abs. Obesity is a health issue that leads to things like heart disease, diabetes, etc. So it is really important not just to get rid of fat, but get rid of toxic fat. It's important to control our stress levels. It's important to make sure we're eating food that is really dense nutrition. So those are the 3 things I found out. And what I found out about nutritional rebalancing, or the system that we're going to talk about using isogenics, is that it addresses all 3 of those areas. We'll talk a little bit about how. The other thing I just want to point out is this over here, 32 to 38. This was taken in August. I was actually pregnant then. I didn't know. I'm 5 months now. But this is me at 32, dieting, restricting calories, eating healthy, versus 38, absolutely having a healthy lifestyle, but utilizing nutrition in a sustainable way so that I am never feeling deprived, always feeling very satiated, and having just such better results from the inside out. So that's my story. Next, I am going to introduce a dear friend of mine who is also, I didn't even mention, I'm certified holistic nutrition. I used to be a real estate executive, and I'll talk a little bit about how I made that change. And you don't have to be a nutritionist for this to work. You just have to have a body and a mouth and put the food in it. But I'm going to introduce Miss Gabby Alvarez, who is a dear friend of mine, and she's going to share a little bit about kind of her background and the results that she got utilizing nutritional rebalancing. And then we're going to talk about exactly what nutritional rebalancing is. So Gabby, come on out.
Okay. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. So funny that you add the Venezuelan flag. So, hey guys, so my name is Gabby Alvarez. I am a holistic nutritionist as well. We went to the same school as Rebecca, and that's how we connected. But pretty much I was living already a very, very healthy lifestyle, but I was still packing up the pounds. And it was mostly inflammation, really, that I couldn't figure out a way to kind of like shed the fat and just maintain I was looking for maintenance mostly. And I ended up shedding 10 pounds. And it was not expected, something that I was not kind of aiming for, but it was just the amount of inflammation that I was, that I had, inflammation and the cleansing and the detoxing, everything that Rebecca was talking about, how the toxins really put stress in our bodies. And so, you know, as a health coach, you think that you're doing everything right. And it's very important to understand that our bodies, you know, even though we do eat healthy and we do have those nutrients in our body, it's super important to help it, considering the amount of toxins that we have introduced into the world with in these, you know, the latest years. And so the cleansing part for me was what got me. It's so incredibly complex in a way how it works, but it's so simple to follow. And that for me was incredible to show my clients and to just incorporate in my lifestyle. And so I started gaining a lot more energy, natural energy, like not caffeinated energy. And I was able to just shed those pounds and maintain it, which was what I was looking for. And it's been about 10 months now or more, almost a year, that I've been introducing the nutritional rebalancing, and I'm still maintaining the same amount of weight, have not lost a bit of muscle, which indicates that I have been giving my body what it needs without dieting or restricting. And it's just given me the opportunity to help other people as well. You know, such a simple system to follow. And consequently, my mom has started this journey with me pretty recently. And can she share her story right now?
Absolutely. And then I would love to bring up Brittany and have her do a quick share too.
Absolutely. Okay. So mommy, give it a go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Rebecca, Brittany. Well, I've been on the system for a week and 1 day.
No, you haven't. It's been like a month.
Well, strictly.
Okay. Whatever.
About
Families.
Yeah, about. I mean, because I did the cleanse for 2 days, and which I absolutely love, and I'm feeling exactly what Rebecca was saying. I feel more alert. I feel more
mental clarity.
Yeah, clarity. And I love the shakes. I really love the dairy free one. I enjoy it. Actually, I'm like looking at the time so I can go ahead and have my shake. I also the cleanse, the 2 days in a row cleanse was a challenge, because I was a little nervous about doing 2 days in a row, but it was great, and especially because I'm over 50, so I'm in that stage where you get hot flashes and the whole thing, and this has really helped a lot. I'm very surprised. Actually, I had yesterday I had a conversation with some friends of mine, and we were talking about the symptoms that you get with all this, and I recommended that to them because it really worked for me. I've tried a lot of things, and this really worked. And also, along with that, the vitamins have been great. So I'm getting deep. Gabby has told me about this since a year ago, but this is the time I had to do it. It's a perfect time. So I'm very happy, and I love the Isogenics family. I really think you guys do great. And,
I just want to reiterate that my mom has been really following my journey, and healthy aging for her is really, really important, and mostly like from the inside out. And she has been incorporating kind of looking at me, imitating, but she sees it in a way that's a lifestyle now and something that she wants to start incorporating. So it's been a significant difference. I've seen her with more energy. She doesn't have the hot flashes anymore, and those things that really come through nutrition, and not just kind of trying something new. It really is it shows the symptoms that good nutrition would give you.
And we're gonna talk about the products later, but can we also talk about the fact that, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when you haven't lived together for a while and you bring a mom and a daughter together, that having some natural things to reduce stress is also probably very good.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really like it, and I know we're talking about shakes, but the creams are wonderful too. We'll talk about that again.
Yeah, the skincare. Okay, yeah. Moving on, Brittany.
Brittany, come out and just, I know that I think you did your first cleanse at the same time last week as Gabby's mom. So just give us, a little background on yourself, introduce yourself, and tell us what you've experienced in the last, couple of weeks.
How about now? Good? Good to go. Okay. Hi, I'm Brittany. I started this journey because I literally had enough with the fad diets and all of that stuff as well. I have always had this like love-hate relationship with food. In high school, I was up and down and up and down. And then I followed my dream of being a chef, and then it was just all downhill. Working in a restaurant is terrible for you, by the way. You're constantly eating, you're constantly drinking, you're constantly under stress, you don't sleep. I mean, it's like a mess for your body. So one day I just stepped back after gaining like 25 pounds, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I started, like I said, with all these fad diets, with all these like, I don't know, all the things that are out there. And I just recently started getting into like veganism and really understanding like what is in the food that we're eating and what is in the environment and what are we really putting in our bodies. And that curiosity led me to one of Gabby's posts about supplementation. And I was like, okay, well, let's meet up, have some coffee, and understand what this is. And it just turned into kind of this. She introduced me to isogenics, and I absolutely have fallen in love with it. The community that it's based around is fantastic. And just the ease of the products themselves. Like I said, I work at a restaurant. I'm constantly up and down. Sleeping is not my thing. So cooking, coming home and having to cook after being in a restaurant all day just is miserable. So if I can just like whip up a shake or, do something like that, it's awesome. And I've been losing weight. I'm so much happier stress-wise. I sleep wonderfully at night now. Like my skin even feels better. Like there's so many positive things that I know. I love it. So many positive things that are happening with this, and I'm only week 2. So it's been great.
It literally gets better and better. Thank you so much, Brittany.
Yeah,
I'm going to reshare my screen. I love hearing that, especially from people that are brand new, because not that I don't remember what it felt like, but like when you're used to being, nourished properly for years, you forget sometimes how bad you felt before. Like you don't realize that you felt bad until you go back to feeling like that. So let me reshare my screen again. And, we talked a little bit, let's see. Talked a little bit about, kind of the challenges that we go through. So the toxicity, stress, a deficient food system, processed foods. And then the other thing I didn't address is, getting discouraged. And I think that there's so much information out there. It's like, do I do keto? Do I do paleo? Do I do vegan? And the amazing thing about isogenics is it works with all of it. I'm a plant-based eater, but I also actually the system is really derived around both nutritional cleansing or cleansing, which is intermittent fasting, but also about putting the body into ketosis in a very healthy way. So the community though, and that's something Gabby's mom touched on, is having other people, even with different health goals, that are utilizing a similar system to get results, and the results being the happiest, healthiest version of themselves. And having those people to support you is so important, because sometimes in our life when we're looking to make changes, the people around us aren't always super supportive because they don't want us to change. And so that's what's so powerful, is having built-in accountability to inspire you, to support you, to motivate you. Next, let's talk a little bit about the products, because this is important. So we're going to talk about the products and how they fit into maybe what you're already doing or how they fit into the rest of the foods you're eating. So first is Isoline Shake, and I do the plant-based. Said Gabby's mom does, a lot of us on here do. Everything is automatically, like I said, gluten-free, soy-free, and vegetarian. And you have the choice of choosing if you want to go on a completely vegan system or just vegetarian. But they're complete meals. So they look like a milkshake, except not necessarily milk, and they are a complete meal. In fact, what you would have to eat to get the same amount of nutrients out of plated food is 3 to 5 plates of organic food to get the same amount of nutrients. And what we mean by nutrients is the same profile of protein, the trace minerals, which is what delivers the nutrition to your cells, the digestive enzymes, all of these different things that are perfectly formulated to work for your body. And I know, even as a holistic nutritionist, and we have so many people in our community that are so knowledgeable. I mean, doctors, nutritionists, trainers, even with all of their knowledge, I before could not create for myself the perfect food that would make me feel great, satisfy me, and also help me achieve my body goals. And that is one thing that the isolene shakes absolutely do. Next is Cleanse for Life. So we've heard Gabby's mom talking a little bit about cleansing and doing these cleanses. And, a lot of people get scared about the idea of cleansing. First of all, it's not a poopy cleanse. So rest assured there, it is a pee-pee cleanse. But the idea is intermittent fasting, which has been around for thousands of years. And if you Google intermittent fasting with almost any disease, I want to say everything we're talking about is foods. We can't say that we cure, treat, or prevent any diseases, okay? But if you look at the science behind intermittent fasting, it is recommended for diabetics. It's recommended for Alzheimer's. It's recommended for heart disease. So Isagenix utilizes that incredible scientific evidence and does it in a way that is actually supported. So it means you're not like drinking water, and fasting. You're doing a fast where you are taking in nutrients and botanicals and herbs and aloe vera and things that help support and amplify your body's natural detoxification. So Cleanse for Life tastes delicious, kind of tastes like a juice, helps eliminate that toxic stubborn fat. It helps support revving up the metabolism in a natural way. And then again, uses antioxidants to kind of supercharge your body's own ability to detox. Our bodies should be able to detox, but unfortunately, the factors we talked about earlier, which is a lot of toxins in our body and in our environment, our bodies are no longer able to detox the way they should. And if you think about it, what have we added into our environment and our food in the last 100 years when our bodies really have not evolved that much, right? That's the reason that we see the heart disease rates and the cancer rates and all of these different disease rates shooting up, is because so much around us is creating inflammation, which is the root of all disease. Okay, de-stress your life. Ionic Supreme, literally probably most people's favorite product. Mine, I can't drink it right now because I'm pregnant, and you can't have herbs while pregnant, and it makes me so sad. But Ionics, we also known as the anti-stress tea, or for those of us that are moms, we call it mommy juice, because it's like you can drink that instead of a glass of wine at night, or you can have it and then have a glass of wine, because it's all about balance. But Ionics is full of adaptogens, and adaptogens are these incredible herbs that have been used for thousands of years. In fact, in most of the societies or the kind of the indigenous people that live the longest. So like you go to the Himalayan mountains and they're using, ashwagandha that's picked off the side of the mountain and blessed by priests, literally. But adaptogens are basically herbs in their natural environment that were able to go through extreme hardship and still thrive. And what scientists found, especially they did a lot of studying of this in the 50s, the Russian scientists, is that when we consume adaptogens, it helps our bodies adapt to stress. So there's different adaptogens that do different things. Like some are really good for physical stress, some are really good for focus, some are really good for balancing out hormones, some are really good for brain chemistry, some are for fertility. But Ionic Supreme uses 8 different adaptogens that I think there's 10 to 12 adaptogens total out there, but they use 8 of the most powerful ones to really bring down and balance the body's systems and balance the body's stress levels. I like to compare adaptogens to the conductor in an orchestra. It's like the conductor looks at, oops, I lost my light. That's all right. The conductor looks at everything that is going on in the orchestra, and it sees what needs to be tweaked to bring the orchestra into harmony. And that's exactly what Onyx does. So you can have it in the morning to help you kind of release that maybe morning anxiousness, to give you great focus and clarity throughout the day. And you can take it at night to help you unwind from a busy, hectic day. You can take it after a workout to help with your athletic recovery. So it really is about looking at the body and figuring out what needs to happen, which is incredible. And yeah, it's my favorite product. Okay, next is, what does a day look like? Now, this is a typical day for the average person that is looking to release weight. Now, I want to just stress that because it is not one size fits all. Everyone is what we call bio-individual, meaning you have a different body, different goals, etc. What is beautiful is the system can be utilized and tweaked to help you get to your goals. But for the average person, this is what you'll do. If you are an extreme athlete, you're obviously going to need to tweak it a little bit, and we're all here to help you do that. But for the normal person, you're going to start the day out with your Ionics tea. It's delicious. You can drink it in a shot. You can sit and savor it. And then you're going to do a superfood shake that's going to rev up your metabolism throughout the day by starting out your day with the perfect mix of really bioavailable, meaning easily digestible, and easily digestible protein that gets to your cells. A lot of our food that we eat, we might eat it and maybe 30% of it does our body actually use. The shakes are designated to be 85 to 95% bioavailable. Secondly, is then you're going to do a late morning snack. And, you know, it's a healthy snack. So we don't want you to like not do carbs. We don't want you to not do, you know, healthy fats, you know, yeah, to keep the sugar to a reasonable level, but things like almonds. I love just doing a half of an avocado with a little sea salt, getting all that healthy fat, especially, you know, as a pregnant mama. Veggies and hummus are great, or just a small portion of something that's healthy, 100 to 150 calories. And then most people for lunch do another shake if you are going home and you want to eat at home. If you've got a crazy busy workday, like Brittany probably gets a shift meal, or you're at the office and you want to eat with your coworkers, that's great. Have your meal then, do a shake for dinner. But most people like to do a shake for lunch because it's just so fast and so easy, and you're not having to run out and get food. And say goodbye to meal prepping. Well, unless you want to. If you enjoy it, go for it. Another snack late afternoon, and then a healthy balanced dinner. And that means a lean protein, a healthy carb. This is not one of those carb-free things, you know, and then some veggies, you know, salad, etc. So also we get to eat chocolate. That is something to let you know. And if you're not a chocolate person, there's some savory snacks as well. So I love isogenics because it can really be done as part of a whole foods diet or system, if you want to say, you know, if that's important to you. I work from home, so my snacks are usually whole food snacks like nuts and seeds and veggies. All right, next is just like some of the other products that are so phenomenal. The Isodelites we talked about, they're the best chocolates. The greens, I mean, how many times have you paid $4 or $5 or $8 for a green juice that might have 4 or 5 ingredients and usually a lot of sugar? So I love the Isogenics greens. They're just dehydrated greens. They have 27 vegetables and 3 fruits so that there is a little bit of sweetness from the pineapple, but only 1 gram of sugar. And it gives your body so many antioxidants, and it breaks down to, I think, about $1 a serving, $1.20 a serving, so much less than going out and getting a green juice that isn't even as good of quality. E-shots, if you want to feel like a magical unicorn, the E-shots are your best friend. They are these little shots. They look like a 5-hour, but they're nothing like a 5-hour. And they have the adaptogens, same thing as ionics. So help you balance your body out with a little bit of caffeine, about what's in a half a cup of coffee, but it comes from green tea and yerba mate. So, so good. And they're absolutely the best on cleanse days. They have a whole performance line for athletes. So you can have stuff before your workout, during your workout, after your workout. And the amazing thing is we have so many athletes that are part of our community. So Gabby's a fitness instructor. She can use products for recovery. We have competitive athletes, Division I athletes, pro athletes that utilize Isogenics and are not paid by Isogenics unless they're building an Isogenics business, which we'll talk about. The vitamins, oh my goodness. This is like the dimmer switch on your brain. You use these, you know, they contain all of the things that wouldn't necessarily taste good in a shake. So you're not going to put your fish oils in a shake. You're not going to put some of the herbs in a shake, but things that are really still important. Things like CoQ10, resveratrol. My favorite is Isogenesis. It's a vitamin that the team that developed it won a Nobel Prize for anti-aging. You guys, I'm going to be 39 in less than 2 months. And I definitely look younger than I did when I was 30. Thank goodness for Isogenics. And then some other products that are just really going to help you. So let's answer just a couple of questions before we wrap it up, which is some frequently asked questions. Do I eat real food? Will I stay full? First of all, Isogenics is real food. There is nothing artificial about any of the products. It is all real food. And yes, you also incorporate your other whole foods, or, you know, ideally whole foods. Ideally not chips and like pizza, but you know what? Hey, life is about balance. So if you're going to do that, just make wise choices 90% of the time. 95 is better. Will you stay full? I actually get so many people their first day that are like, the shake is so filling. Do I have to finish it? I'm like, get it down. Yes, you want that nutrition. It's not about counting calories. It's about counting nutrition. Okay. What does a cleanse day look like? So a cleanse day is typically 48 hours is best because you get 80% of the results day 2. So day 1, you're doing 50% of the work, but only 20% of the results. Day 2 is where the magic happens. And what it looks like is about every hour, you're actually taking something in. So you're not sitting down for a fork and knife meal, but you're absolutely nourishing your body with the Cleanse for Life, the Ionics, either chocolates or these little chippy things if you're more of a savory person. You have little snacks, keep your blood sugar regulated. And then, of course, you can drink water, black coffee, green tea, and the E-shots, and a couple other options. What if you don't need to lose weight? That's a totally normal question. And in fact, most of the people that start Isogenics, they might be looking to lose 10 to 20 pounds, but they hit their goal pretty quickly. Why do they keep doing it? It's not because they want to lose any more weight. It's because they want to continue to have the vitality they're experiencing. Again, whenever I find something I love, I'm like, why would I stop? Okay. Kind of like my husband. Like, my husband hasn't really changed that much in the last 7 years, but I'm still married to him because it works and I love him. And I love isogenics. Okay. In fact, I can go days without my husband. I cannot go days without my shakes. Sorry, honey. Love you. All right. I'm on the goal all the time. I might be too busy. If you're a busy person, you will never want to stop using this. Guys, when I started this, I was a VP of sales and I was managing 50 employees. I was working 60, 70 hours a week, plus having 15 to 20 hours a week of drive time, sleeping in a hotel 2 to 3 nights a week. I loved it because I would just set up my cleanse days every Monday, Tuesday, when I was the busiest, when I was on the road, and isogenics made my life so much easier. I was eating out less, so I was spending less money. I was using foods that made me feel better for those crazy long days. And also that first year, I think I had 40 flights, which is like a fun thing, but you know, airport food is crazy and it's expensive and it's never healthy. So it just allowed me to have a busy schedule. And even now, you know, I have a toddler and we spent 6 weeks in Europe. Yeah, I'm crazy because I took a toddler on a 7,000-mile road trip through, I think we went to 8 countries. Craziness. And guess what? I brought 1 suitcase for each of us and I brought an entire suitcase of isogenics. And it made me feel better and definitely saved me money. Now, I still enjoyed European food. Don't get me wrong. But let's face it, nothing is as good as a shake for breakfast. Those chocolate croissants taste good. They don't make you feel that great. Okay, what do you add to the shakes? Ice and water, that's it. Now, occasionally, like right now, being pregnant, or if you have extra caloric needs, if weight loss is not your goal, in fact, some people join us to gain weight and gain muscle, you could add things like some nut butter. Spices are great. They're anti-calorie, and cinnamon and things like that actually rev up your metabolism. So you can add things, but in general, most people just do ice and water, maybe the fruits and greens. You have to do this forever. I mean, you start with a 30-day system and it's 100% money back. So if you don't have incredible results, in fact, even if you do have incredible results and you just are one of those people that likes to return things, you can return it and get your money back. The return policy is incredible. But if you start feeling better than you've ever felt before, why would you not continue? So that was for me. I said, if I do the first 30 days and I lose 5 pounds and I don't feel hangry all the time, I'll try a second 30. I knew 5 days in that I would always put this nutrition in my body. And it has literally taken me through weight loss, muscle gain when I did a fitness competition, crazy travels, pregnancy, breastfeeding, losing the baby weight, and now pregnancy again. Okay, what if your husband or boyfriend wants to do it? Phenomenal question. And most of us start out as women, though sometimes it is the man. And our husband, some of the husbands are wonderful and they want to start right away. And some husbands are like, okay, like my husband had to start because he could not keep up with me anymore. He's like, all right, I'm going to do whatever you're doing because you're just on a different level than I am right now. And my husband is 6'8". He was like 255 pounds. And he was already a pretty healthy eater, was working out. So obviously he utilized the system a little bit differently than I did. But the amazing thing is his first 60 days, he dropped a pant size and he went up 8 pounds in lean muscle. You guys, that's nuts because he did not change his workouts. He just added in a shake in the morning and a shake in the afternoon. He didn't even do it as a meal replacement. Okay. Do you have to work out? No. I like to say nutrition is 80% of the equation. Fitness is 20%. So if your nutrition is on point, you're going to get a 80%. If you add in working out, that's where you can get an A+, if you want an A+. I actually, those pictures I showed you in my first 60 days only worked out twice. Now, I don't want to say you shouldn't work out because you should, because you're going to feel better, but it absolutely, you cannot out-train a poor diet. And the isogenic nutrition, like I went on a hike with Gabby the other day and I was really nauseous my first trimester with a little girl and I didn't work out a lot. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're doing this crazy camelback hike in Phoenix that has like some hardcore Yelp reviews, like on a scale of 0 to Lord of the Rings, it is that hard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna make it. And then I went, wait a second. My nutrition has been on point the entire time. So even though
she did incredible.
I did it. I was like trucking along. And I mean, outside of my calves being really sore, like I did not fail. Is it expensive? No. What I tell people is most people, when you really look at what you're spending, especially if you eat out at all, or if you're like grabbing snacks, most people save money. Now, a lot of people aren't used to buying 65% of their groceries at one time, but it breaks down with a system anywhere from $9 to about $20 a day. Now, $20 is what I started with because I was like, give it to me all. I want the snacks. I want the vitamins. Like, but I was spending so much on food. I was stopping at the worst at Starbucks, getting an oatmeal and a green tea and like a banana for $12. Or I was going to Whole Foods and getting a green juice and oatmeal and a salad for lunch. And I was like $25 later. That was only 2 meals. So most people find they absolutely save money. You save time and you're not throwing away as much stuff at the end of the week. But absolutely, we can show you how to actually either eat for free or even get paid to eat. Do you have to sell the stuff? No. Now, if you are like me, who says, this is just something I'm going to do, I don't want to talk about it, and then 5 days in, you're putting on the leather pants you could never fit into before, you might have a hard time not talking about it. So you absolutely are able to share with friends. And what I love about it is that if you share with friends, they pay the same price you do. And you can get an absolutely beautiful thank you rebate, but you are never selling something for like I'm going to buy it for $100 and sell it to you for $150 and pocket the $50. There's none of that weirdness. There's no distribution cost. You just get an account like an Amazon account and you purchase your groceries online. You are allocating or reallocating part of your spending budget and just buying from a different grocery store. So instead of Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, more is going toward Isagenix, which actually saves me a ton of money. And it shows up on my doorstep, just like Whole Foods does when I Instacart it. We talked about if you don't like it, 30-day money back. And so what Isagenix is referral marketing. And what that means is, or direct sales, what that means is it's all word of mouth. And what I love about that is it means that they put the money back to either giving thank you bonuses or to the science and research. They're not paying the markup in big box stores. They're not paying for advertising. And if you think about it, look at this. Uber, Diff Glasses, Fabletics, Green Chef. I mean, there are so many different things out there now that if you refer to a friend, you know, they pay the same price you do, and then they get a little thank you. Like Gabby referred to me, the Grove Collective, which was like really clean cleaning supplies. And I was like, this is so cool. And it's actually way cheaper than the same price I was paying at Whole Foods for Miss Myers and some of the other brands I use. And I shared it, and all of a sudden I had like $90 in credits. So my next 2 orders were free, which I was like, yes. But we want to show you how you can join with 2 friends, grab 2 friends. And so I'm going to use Gabby as an example here, right? Because we've got Brittany and Gabby's mama. Gabby, I'm so embarrassed. Tell me what your mom's name is.
Marietta.
That's right, Marietta. Okay, so I'm just going to do, you don't have to be an artist to do this either. So here's Gabby, okay? Gabby gets started, and she's like, all right, Mom, I want you to feel as amazing as I do, Marietta. And Britt, my friend Britt, I want you to feel good too. I know how crazy your schedule is. So here we go, right? She grabs 2 friends. Now, when Gabby does this, a couple of things happen. So first of all, they all start on a 30-day system, which is exactly what Gabby started on, which Gabby found saves her money, but more importantly, she's getting the results she wasn't getting with what she was doing before, and saves her a ton of time. Because she was like me, she was making those green juice smoothies in the morning, and there are a lot of time and a lot of cleanup. So instead of spending 20 minutes and like $8 in produce, which half of it ends up going bad, she's spending about $2.85 to $3 on a shake that is giving her incredible results. So they all get started on a 30-day system. And Gabby, because she gets her mommy started, mom pays the same price, Gabby gets a nice little $25 thank you bonus. And same thing with Britt. Not life-changing, but she would share it for free anyway, so it's nice when they give you a thank you. Here's the exciting thing though. When Gabby does this and shares with both of them in the same week, which of course she does, because she's like, oh my gosh, I love this, and I'm going to share with everyone because she's passionate about health and she's passionate about helping people she loves. Isagenix is super generous, and they just double that. And they go, oh, okay, we're going to double that to 50. Thank you so much. 50 and 50. And Gabby's like, $100. That was easy. All right. And then they're going to give her one little other thank you bonus of $50 because she's now achieved what they call the first level of leadership. The beautiful thing is she doesn't even need to understand this. All she has to do is help them set up their own online account and put in their own grocery order in the same week. So now Gabby has earned $150. Not too shabby. She's just dropped the price of her system from about $9, let's call it $9.50 a day, to about $4.50. Imagine eating 68 meals during the month, or 2 meals plus some snacks a day, for $4.50. You guys, unless you're eating top ramen, you're not eating for less than that. And we know top ramen is not going to make you feel like a superhero. Okay. Now next, of course, Gabby wants to help Britt and her mom do the exact same thing. She's like, grab 2 friends. So Marietta's like, I'm going to grab grandma and I'm going to grab brother. Okay. We're just pretending. Alejandro. Super sexy voice. Sorry, Marietta, but it's true. All right. And then Britt's going to grab 2 friends as well. Okay. The beautiful thing is both of them, Britt and Marietta, both get that same $150 back. Okay. Everyone has the same opportunity. I hear my child running in any minute. I better wrap this up. But this is what's so fun. Because Gabby helped them also earn some money back, Gabby gets an extra $100 for helping each of them. So now she went from $150, added an extra $200, $350. Okay, guys, she just paid for more than all of her groceries for the month from Isagenix. More than her groceries. In fact, she probably has enough left over to make a Trader Joe's run, right? Okay, now here's where it gets just a little more exciting. If she does this in her first 60 days, which she did, I think she did it in like her first 30 days because she was passionate and opened her mouth and shared what was working for her, she gets an extra for doing this in her first 60 days, $250. Okay, I'm not even that good of math, but that's $600. Gabby shared with 2 people, and then she showed them how to do the same, and she earned $600 for something she would do for free. Except when you know you're earning $600 for helping someone else, doesn't it make you want to be a little bit more intentional about it? And that's the beauty, is you can just do it over and over and over and over. There's no limit. And that is actually how I left my corporate job, is doing it over and over and showing other people how to do the same. It sounds kind of crazy because $600 doesn't seem like it should replace a VP salary. But in the last 4.5 years of sharing these products, I have been able to, well, actually in much less time than that, replace an income and be able to work from home with my 2.5-year-old and my growing baby bump, which is just the best thing ever. So whether you're just looking to get healthy, we got you covered. But if you're like, hey, I would love to get healthy, help a few other people get healthy, and yeah, I'd like to eat for free, we are so happy to show you that because it's something that we're really passionate about, because you're going to be healthy and you're going to be happy, and everyone's a little bit happier when you got some extra money in the bank. And then lastly, if you're really looking for a significant opportunity to earn an extra $200 or $400 a month above the cost of your groceries, or maybe $4,000 a month because you're looking to pay off some debt, or you just want more options, more choices in life, like travel and buying a new car or whatever that is, it is totally available here. We just want you to start though with nutrition, because you are going to find that when you clean up your body with the use of Isagenix and you have tons of mental clarity, you're going to be really clear on what you want, and this can be a phenomenal avenue to get it. So thank you so much for taking some time with us tonight. I know it went a little long. We will upload this recording, and definitely feel free to share it with anyone you know that would not say no to more energy, more clarity, better recovery, say goodbye to a little fat, more convenience, more time, or more financial abundance. Have a great night.